Hey guys, so today we are going to be making this 6 by 10 album with chipboard and the simple vintage spring garden collection by Simple Stories. It is beautiful. I will show you how to put together the base together, the pages and everything. The only thing that I won't do is decorate the album. But yeah, make sure to grab all your supplies, or if you are going to follow along, I will go ahead and link the cutting guide in a cherry on top gallery. So I will put the link in the description box below. I'll see you guys soon. So today we are doing spring for a cherry on top. I have a piece of chipboard that measures 12 and a half by 10, and I want to create a large mini album since we are going to have a lot of pictures left over from Easter. I want to show you how to create this album. You guys are always asking me to show you how to do them, so this is going to be a very simple one. The pages are going to be simple, and it can be used for spring or for Easter. Collective of pictures can be just focused on one day, just on whatever you want to document. Okay, for me, I am going to be using it for, I am not sure, so I would see. Okay, so this is 12 and a half by 10, and I think this is going to be a 10 by 6 mini album. And then the spine, probably 1.5 or 2 inch. So let me get to that. I have already marked it here that it is 6 inches. So for 6 inches, we'll mark it off here. I'm going to see if this works. This is really thick chipboard. It's 80 points. I got it on Amazon. It's even thicker than the chipboard that we are makers. We are memory keepers. We are makers sell. And I love it. I love having a solid base to my album. So using my blade again. There you go. Turn it off. So now we have and for the spine, I think I want to go maybe 1.5. No. I think I want to do maybe 1.5. So it's going to be 1.5. 2 inches, I think that would be too big. So let's do 1.5. So and the thickness of this ruler apparently is 1.5 inch. So that would be very good to keep the straight. Use my cutter again and cut this out. You just have to run it a few times against the ruler. Okay, so let's see. Okay, give me a second. Okay, here I am. Just running. So. The chipboard from We Are Memory Keepers is not a stick, so you don't have to do all of this. All right. Okay, so now I am going to use black cardstock. This one is 80 pounds. 80 pounds cardstock I'm going to use to cover the chipboard. And then I will add the beautiful paper on top of there. I just want to make sure that the pages are covered. I will create the pages with the black cardstock, okay? So one of my favorite tools to use to create mini albums is the, let me see here if I can find it. I love using this tool here. I will add it down below. I feel like this works great when you are doing the corners. It leaves the perfect space in between, so your chipboard is not showing, and also the perfect cardstock around to wrap it around the mini album, okay? I will go ahead and get that through. No, it's just the tape, okay? And I am going to be using the tool that I showed you guys earlier from We Are Makers. This is about 3/4 of an inch. That's how much it lives around the paper. So I am going to be putting that down. Okay. There we go. And then that leaves, it looks a little crooked. It's okay. It's okay. It's a little crooked, but we will work with it. I will just use my ruler to go all the way down. Since this is 3/4 of an inch, and I am going to be using this box cutter. Got it on Amazon to cut this across. We Are Makers also have a cutter. It's a little dull. I've been using it for a while, so I got a new one. It cuts fast. Woo. There you go. And I am going to leave this alone because I will be adding tape here too before I do the corners. The corners. I don't know. Some people mirror the corners first and then add tape. I like to add tape before I do that. So I'll be right back after I have added all the paper to the corners, and I will show you how I do the next steps. I am going to be adding double-sided tape here to the edge so I can fold that over to complete the album. Okay, so make sure to add to, if you're using liquid glue, get every single piece of it. Make sure everything works great. There you go. Here, adding the rest. Oh gosh. Okay, burnish. Burnish the tape so it can be moved. There you go. Oh boy. So burnish the tape. There you go. And then use the little cutter to cut the tape. tape. So this is what I do for every single piece. And I will be right back after I complete every single one of them. I don't want to bore you with the whole process of it, but this is what it should look like when you're done, okay? I will go ahead and complete this piece and this piece. I will be right back. All right, guys, so I am back with every single piece covered now with the tape. I use this tape and it is not that thick. So if you have something thicker that will go a little faster, that will work better. This is about, I would say, half of an inch. But if you have something like a little over an inch, that will work great. Okay, so make sure to burnish all your tape in there. I like to do that before I miter. What do you say, miter? My corners, cut my corners off. Whatever word works for you. So that is what I am going to be doing. Okay. So once again, I will remind you of the measurements. The spine is 10 inches by 1.5. I am burnishing the tape. And this tool is by We Are Makers. Once again, I will add the link. I'm using the cutter to cut it. It leaves the perfect spacing in between here, so your chipboard doesn't show. Okay, if this is your first time creating a mini album, remember to always leave a space right here so you can cover the chipboard piece. You don't want this showing. That would be very, after working so hard on your album and then that is showing, that just makes you want to cry. Well, makes me want to cry. Okay, so let's get all the other corners cut and we can start wrapping the chipboard pieces and then covering with all the pretty paper from Simple Stories that you can find at a Cherry on Top website, or you can use your paper that you already have in your stash. You know, sometimes we gotta work with what we have, and this is just inspiration to show you a new way of creating projects to inspire you. Okay, so work with what you have, or if you want to go on a shopping spree, I will go ahead. I'll link everything down below. Okay, so corners are cut, and then I have one more. Let me know if you guys are hearing me properly. I just got this cute little mics, these little things here, and I have been trying to use them to do, well, this is my first time while I'm crafting, so it is not so hard on me when doing the voiceover. Sometimes I forget what I did and I'm not speaking over my recordings, and I forget what I did. So hopefully this works better for me and to create more content also for YouTube. Okay, so we are all done here. All the corners are cut properly with this tool. I would say leave about 1/8 of an inch. Yep, 1/8 of an inch here. So this is 1/8 of an inch. Okay. So now I am going to be doing this once again, just making sure the tape is in the chipboard, so when you remove the packaging, it just comes off easily. Okay, and I know I'm doing a very large album, 6 by 10. You can resize this to any size you want. You can do it a 4 by 4, a 4 by 5, a 6 by 6. It's just the same process, just different sizes. Okay, there you go. And I'm just removing tape. Scoring once again. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and speed this up a little because it's just repeating the same steps. If you are crafting along with me, there's nothing different, just making sure that all the tape is together or adhere to the paper properly. There you go. There you go. And I will be right back with the other three. Okay, so what I like to do here, my next step is to kind of bend the paper a little. So just wiggle it back and forth so it's a little easier to bend into the chipboard. Just a little wiggle when you see that it's bending a little easier for you, even though you have the tape. So it is sticky, so don't go all the way through, all the way down. It will definitely stick to the chipboard. I like to do these smaller sizes first. Make sure that this little corners right here that you see here, use this little tool to press them down and in. So it covers your chipboard piece like that. Okay. Just bringing this in and pressing it down. And then bringing the corners in. Bring those corners in. Bring the corners in. Once again. And then press the paper down. Press it down. Okay, so it should look something like this after you have completed the process of covering the chipboard. Okay, like that. I am going to do these other two pieces and I will be right back. Alright guys, so I am back after getting the hinge for the spine and also the papers that are going to be covering the chipboard. I'm going to be adding the stitching that is here on the paper on the outside here. You will see me doing that. And these ones here are going to be on the inside of the chipboard covering this part here. Okay, so these are 5 7/8 by 9 7/8. Just and then for the spine I am using a 6. This is 6 by 9 and 7, so 6 inches by 9 7/8. There you go. So 6 inches by 9 7/8. You will score at 2 1/8 and 3 7/8. That gives you the perfect. It's the same distance between here, so it's 2 1/8. 2 1/8. So you have half and half. And you are going to be placing the chipboard here on the outside and leaving a little gap in between the chipboard so they can open properly. This is what it's going to look like from the inside of the album. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. And then so I added the double-sided tape and I am going to center this to the best that I can. Sometimes I like to use this ruler here just turning around, so it has the scoreboard section, so it keeps this little wedge right here, keeps it from moving. Alright, so this is what it looks like. Alright, so now I am back. I added double-sided tape to these corners right here. And since it already has like 1/8 of an inch here, let me see here. See? Or 1/16 of an inch, which is perfectly fine. I am going to just adhere this here. Go. And then do this on the other side. I don't do them like this all the time. This is just, I am going with the flow. There you go. Everything seems to be aligned, straight, and properly. Just pressing it down, and this is what it looks like. See the tape. And then now I can go ahead and stitch all around with my sewing machine. Hopefully I can fit it through. Usually I stitch before adding the spine, so let's see what happens. And I'm going to use this part here to stitch all around. Oh, I don't know. All right, so now this is what it looks like. I stitched all the way around. It's a little hard because the album is a little big, but this is what it looks like. I will be right back when I add the other sides. All right, so I am back and this is what it looks like with the zigzag stitching. I just wanted to bring that forward from the paper. You see here on the inside of the album. Usually I do the stitching before I add the spine. So this time I did it a little different. You know, sometimes we work on projects and they just look a little different every time. We are but back. It still works. If you want to add your stitching to your paper before adhering it to the chipboard, you can also do that. So there are many steps to doing things, okay? So from now, but you are going to trim it by or you can do it also with hand stitching if you want to do a zigzag hand stitching. There is tools out there that helps you by 12 to create that inches. No, I am going to be matting the papers that will cover an inch. All the stitching that I did with the sewing machine still leaves the perfect gap on the spine. To the chipboard base and then score again at 6.5. Okay, so once again it's at 9 7/8. I'm gonna do another one because I need 3 9 7/8, and then I will score at half and 6.5. Oops, 6.5. Half of an inch and then 6.5. Remove that out of the way and then just try to crease this properly. And this paper is going to be covered by the collection paper. This is just the base of it, so don't have to worry. So now you have 3 papers. These are for the hinges, the spines, where the pages are going to be. 3 of them measure at 10 7/8 by 12 inches. Score at half of an inch, 6.5, and that is it. Okay, so you are going to be putting those 3 pages inside here. Okay, one after the other. Add your glue and you should be good. Let me see. Let's do that next. Okay, so double-sided tape on here. So right here. Okay, one. Let's do the second one. Second one, and then let's do the third one. Okay. And then from here, you can have all the fun. If you want to add flip up pages or just leave them as is, add your photos, you can do that. Add magnets to them. Just whatever is available to you that you can do, right? Because some of us are just beginners and we're starting new and we don't have all the little things that everyone else have. So it's okay to start from the beginning. Okay. So after that has been scored and I use my this tool. Sorry, I keep forgetting the name of things, but I'm not used to explaining. I just create. So it's a little hard for me. So here you go. Great. And this is where we are going to add them. All right. So let's see. Let's remove the packaging from the tape. Double-sided tape. If you are working with liquid glue, that is also good. I am going to place it right here like this in between the spine. If you notice, I'm leaving a little space in between there and then just burnishing that through. Make sure it's safe. This one is going to be flipping this way. Okay, let's do the second one. Let me see something. This is my first time making this album and I'm filming as I'm going. So this one is going to be facing the other way. Doesn't matter really. Just do as you please because I feel like when you're being creative, it's all about doing you, doing what you love, doing what feels good to you. And you know, if this is your first time creating an album, don't be so harsh on yourself. It took me a long time to get a mini album created the way I liked it, the way I actually fell in love with it. And it's okay. You don't have to be perfect. And even up to now, I still make mistakes. Some of my pages sometimes are a little crooked or they don't look good. You know, so just work with it. Practice makes you better. Practice makes you not perfect but better. That's what I always say. I tell my daughter Savannah that all the time. Practice makes you better. And if you practice, eventually you will grow to love what you're doing. So far, the pages are looking really good. If you notice, I am facing them like this. I still don't know which way the album is going to look best. If it's this way or if it's this way, but it's looking good. So let's add the third one. I'm not worrying about this thing here. I cut my packaging open and that's what it did. So sometimes I have to be a little careful. And remember the cardstock that I'm using is 80-pound cardstock. I will go ahead and add the link to everything that I'm using here, or if you have something that is lighter, 65 pounds, that will also work. It is all up to you what you like using. We are also different, so sometimes I use 110-pound cardstock because I like the heaviness and the thickness of it. I just want it to be really close. There you go. All right. Bringing the tape in. Okay. There you go. All right. So this one, if you notice, instead of doing it in, I did it on the outside. And that is what it looks like. No, when you close it, it's gonna look like this. You can't see it because it's black. So we have to wait to mat the pages. All right, so once again, these are 10 and 7/8 by 12 and a half, 12 inches. You score at half of an inch, 6.5. That is it. So let's get into decorating the album, and then we can go from there. So hopefully so far you have learned on how to put the chipboard cover together, matting the chipboard, and also creating the pages. You can make it as simple as you can or as challenging as you want, because I know some of us are really good at making this part, so we don't need help. Sometimes all I do is use this tool, add some holes, and then put a string through it and then tie the paper. So it just depends on what you're feeling. So there you go. I will be right back with all the mattings and everything else. Okay, so I am back now, and I have not adhered any of the pages. As you can see, they are loose. That's what I like to do. I just clip them in, and for the top ones, they are 5.5 by 9 3/4. So the back 5.5 by 9 3/4, and this one is 5 7/8 by 9 3/4. So this is what I did, and I want to add the strip of paper here in between. Remember that this is half of an inch, so just take it down by one line, and then so it fits perfectly. So if it's half of an inch, just take it to 3/16, and then, or maybe less than that, just a snip, so it can fit there perfectly and it can close. This once again is 5 7/8 by 9 3/4. This one is 5.5 by 9 3/4, inside and out, and in here again 5 7/8 by 9 3/4. So all of them are the same measurements. For this one here, in between here is um so that would be under an inch. So just a little under an inch, nothing too wide. You want the pages to be able to close properly, and I'm just measuring here over and over. You see here why I don't like to use liquid glue. Maybe I'm using a little too much, but I feel like the paper is just like changing. The texture of it is changing. I don't like it. So now I am just going to be using double-sided tape from now on because I don't like it. All right, so that's what it's looking like so far. I will be right back after I finish putting all the pages together. And then we can go into embellishing using all the stickers. And I feel like this has taken so long. Hopefully you are where I am. And if you are not, you can always find the instructions with all the measurements um, down below. I am in my blog. You can find all the embellishments, the instructions that I use, the measurements, everything. So for now, I'll see you guys soon. Let me glue everything together since I'm gonna be using double-sided tape. It's gonna take a little longer than using glue. But for some reason, I can't get tips to work on any of my bottles. This one's not working. This one's not working. It's just like I am so tired of it. So I will see you guys soon. That's why that is the reason why I love double-sided tape. Okay, see you guys soon. All right, guys. So I am back after a very long time. I have added a spine here, a matting, and also completed matting all the pages inside the album. So here it is. You can add magnets to it. For this one, I didn't. I forgot. Added a little spine here. This one is just one open space. And here you open like this. Got the butterflies. Beautiful. This one has the magnet. You can hear it. All right, guys, so here we are back with the end results of it. I use embellishments all of inside and out. For the cover, I use two 3x4 cards, some foam stickers, cardstock stickers, and the bits, ephemera pieces, okay? So that's what you will see in all that. And of course, I added this zigzag stitching. I wanted for it to be also added here since it's in the background of the paper and it blends it really nicely like it's part of it. Inside here, I added a little journaling tag with some foam stickers and lift this open here so I can add a photo. I have a card here also. This one is almost like a packet, so you can tuck things in here, or you can add a photo right here. Here is the stickers from the sticker book. And all I do is just, what do you call it? I tear them in half like this normally. And then just added one to the top and bottom. And then I use that beautiful stencil that comes with the collection with some inks and added a little sticker, cardstock sticker and foam sticker clusters at the top and the bottom. Okay, so this is the way it looks when you open it all the way through. If you want to add 2x2 photos here, you can definitely add a row of photos, then do some journaling. Here you can tuck in some photos or whatever you are thinking of doing, and here you can add a photo. Okay, so when you open it this way, this is what this one, this side looks like. I also use the stencil here. It's a little larger mat. Use the same thing with the tape. It almost looks like washi tape when you distress it like this. And then more of the bits and pieces are cardstock ephemera pieces and foam stickers. Okay, so here just leaving space since it has so much happening already here in the background. I didn't want to cover it by matting papers, and I think it looks gorgeous. It's beautiful. This one right here, I created a little cluster on foam adhesive and enamel dots, and I just added garden. You can definitely add a photo here. It's not glue all the way down, so you can add that. When you open this here, this one is pretty simple. I have put fresh and then added a few hearts here, left this completely open. I love butterflies. This one here, I just added a mat for a card. You can add a photo. Added the word lovely and some enamel dots, okay, with a little cluster from the sticker book and some foam stickers. Here I did the same. I added this scallops. I cannot say that right now, guys. This sticker here is from the 12 by 12 sticker sheet, and this one too, with a little foam. I hate foam sticker of a bee, which is gorgeous. Okay, so the next one here, which is the end, I just left it like this. Pretty simple. When you add your photos, you can definitely add, I was thinking you can add more of this words right here. That's when you add your photo. Because sometimes you just don't want to overcrowd your pages, and then when you are looking to add your photos, then everything gets hidden by the photo. So yeah, guys, so this is this chunky album. It is let me see here, this album is 6 by 10, so it's 6 by 10 and then 1.5 by 10 inches. Hopefully you enjoy this process. I didn't show you of embellishing because all of us are so different. We place things differently, so it is up to you to use your imagination to create. Add the clusters and put them where you want. All I know is that I added some stitching, 3 by 4 cards, some stickers, just layering, creating little clusters. And then you see that this page right here has a lot going on, but it still looks very lovely. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon.